All right, hello wine-drinking people. Today is Thursday, the 12th, 11th of August, something like that. I don't know. A lot of drinking going on here at the Wine Watch, and, you know, there's only a few groups of wine-drinking people that get my immediate attention in South Florida, and the Hollywood Wine Society is definitely one of them. So when Hugh told me about this Nebbiolo tasting going on Tuesday night at the Vienna Wine Bar and Cafe, I said, I'm in. I mean, I only had one event going on last week. And, you know, besides the drinking that I do in the store with suppliers, in the drinking that I do at our events, you know, I do a lot of other private events like this just because I love wine. And, you know, the only way to really get to know wine professionally is to drink a lot of it and a lot of good stuff. And some older vintage stuff, too, which you don't always get to try. There's not a lot of people that have the depth and breadth of wines that these guys at the Hollywood Wine Society do in their collections. So I always jump at a chance like this to sit down with these guys, break bread, and drink some great wines. Well, this, as I mentioned before, happened at the Vienna Wine Bar and Cafe, and this is out off of 595, just before you get to, or just after Pine Island Boulevard, in between Pine Island and Nob Hill. And Pierre Jacobson, the owner there, great guy, great restaurant, food, always fantastic, always very hospitable out there. These guys put on a great show. I think they gave us like 7 or 8 glasses per person. We had a glass for each wine. It was fantastic. And we started out the evening with a little Bianco, which I brought, of course. And, you know, one of my favorite wines in the Piedmont, La Spinetta's Bianco. 100% Sauvignon Blanc. This wine reminds me of a white Bordeaux, lovely, fresh kind of pink grapefruit, melon, a little bit of that grassiness that you get from Sauvignon Blanc, but wonderful concentration and depth on the palate with this wine. Just continue to open up and get sweeter and riper and more rich on the palate the whole entire evening. The 2000 vintage, which I think is completely gone now, but a delicious wine nonetheless in the $40 price range normally. All right, well, our first red, another La Spinetta wine. Surprise? Who brought this one? Well, again, one of the greatest producers in Barbaresco. Everybody else, except for one other person, had Barolo. Barolo for years considered, you know, the better wine, or the bigger wine, the more age-worthy wine. But Angelo Gaja kind of changed all of that. Hey, we have a Gaja here, one wine coming up here. And, you know, I don't know why we started with this wine. I always like to start with the, you know, the lighter wines, and the older stuff to me always gets a little lighter, but these guys like to go with the old stuff last, usually. This wine had lovely kind of green tea, exotic spice, red cherry liqueur, rose petals, kind of licorice, really exotic bouquet on the nose, classic Barbaresco, and wonderful concentration on the palate, still very young, as several of the tasters pointed out, that this wine, you know, still needs some time in the bottle. But hey, I just had a few bottles left, and before I sold it all, I wanted to try it. It's drinking beautiful. We just got some 01 Riserva in on that warehouse sale for $200. That wine is a steal, and Magnum is just a selection of his best fruit he uses in bottles in larger format as Riserva. All right, well, the next wine, a 1998 Mauro Marengo Barolo Brunate. Great small producer, and every time I saw this guy at Vin Italy, just a smile on his face. Really nice man, and doesn't speak a lick of English, but makes incredible Barolos. This wine had a classic bouquet of black tar, pretty dried flower, nuanced red raspberry, really gorgeous fruit still in this wine. Some lovely backbone of tannin. Still, you know, still young, but starting to drink really nicely. Most producers will tell you they like their wines in that 10 to 15-year-old price range. All right, the 1988 Gaja out of half bottle. The first one we had a little matterized, a little oxidized. Second one I thought was really pretty. You know, definitely showing a little lighter and a little more elegant side of the Nebbiolo varietal. And a little truffle to the nose, some nice fine herbs, soft and elegant, drinking really nice at its peak right now. Excellent bottle of Barbaresco in halves. All right, the 90 flight. We had Manzoni, Barolo, Grenolence. And this wine, really nice, minty, kind of black tar, dried flowers, a lot of earth and truffle. Really powerful bouquet on that wine. And to me, it had the most stuffing of the 390s. And still, you know, I think these wines could go another 10, 15, 20 years or more. 90, a great vintage from the Piedmont. That was my favorite of the three. Most excellent. The 1990 Azelia, Riserva, Bricco, Fiasco, not far behind it. This wine also had this lovely kind of cola, floral, and exotic spice on the nose with some raw meats and kind of a tart red cherry fruit there. Really smooth and silky on the palate. with a little bit of that tart red cherry coming in on the finish, but a host of earth and spice, and still a lot of tan. It's still pretty big, and another wine that could go another 20 years. The 1990 Silvio Grasso Barolo, a bit of VA on the nose here, some sweet fruit and floral nuance, some bitter green kind of coming in there, a little silk and smooth on the palate, but starting to show a bit of oxidization to me. This new style of Barolo, maybe some of these are not going to last that long. But overall, a great night. Thank you guys for inviting me to the Hollywood Wine Society tasting. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.